Should be live now. Live. Yeah.
Yep, I think we're live, yep.
Yeah. First. Hello. I almost feel like popping an energy drink. Just so I become more alive. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take a picture of you guys. Hello, Sable. Let me take another photo of you. I'm just gonna grab an energy drink. Or maybe coffee would be better. Guess can you stream 4 days in a row? Yeah, maybe it will be 5 days in a row. If I'm lucky. Still working on the environments or the interiors today. I'm thinking about updating some of the interior like kitchens. Let's see. I'm just gonna mute my microphone real fast so I don't pop your ears out. I didn't mute my Discord. That was a really tasty soda. Let's see. I don't even remember what it's called anymore. There was some super old interior I was working on. If I recall correctly, it has a really shitty kitchen. Should just bring it up here. Where did the chat go? I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, we said this before, the red paint is for roads. It's a landscape paint that we use to like mark stuff out for development purposes.
Bro, you sound like Hathor Björnsson. I'm Swedish, or maybe he is too. Or Scandinavian, I don't know. There we go. This place should have a pretty...
The majority, like, synth assets will probably not be used to any great extent other than like small things. There will not be like any synth presence. We are using several of the Institute assets though for different things. So it'll be more Institute like stuff than synth stuff.
Let's just get the object palette open. What? With palette editing.
Yeah, I think we showed the ROC flag yesterday. If you look at our last stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my nose because it's just itching. Itching to get itched. Let's see, I can feel the energy drink already. Oof. But there should be a restaurants and kitchen object palette in here somewhere.
No, there'll be no synths. They're just too far away, unconnected, and we're not interested in further exploring them. We have other ideas and trying to make a whole other game rather than dwell on the synths.
Where are you seeing the... I don't see the messages. Messages, I think.
We were through this yesterday, Vigge. They have a named flag.
A name flag?
Yeah, remember you were looking for it? You were looking for the ROC one, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought just...
No, it's not. I don't think it's a map swap.
ROC. It's CAS ROC something. CAS ROC.
And then hit, then disable selection, yeah. Unselect.
Flag wall ROC.
Hit D.
No. I need to bring it into view first.
It's pure green. There you go.
There we go. So where are we now? This isn't the Ashlands, right? No, it's the exhibition mine. It's just an old cell I built in the back.
We answered the flat. Yeah, we answered it on our last stream. It was the symbol themselves is an emerald, and it's kind of symbolizing how they live in kind of a well, they're called the jewel of the Pacific Coast, kind of. That's one of the terms that's used. Cascade, the city itself, and they kind of live in like a walled off fortress of a city. So no, we're not discussing the frontier situation. We've put out a little post, or I put out a little post on that on our questions and answers channel on our Discord. It's pinned, but that's the only response you'll get. We're not looking to dwell on it or answer any questions because, you know, not looking to start with that.
Yeah. So let's get some floor drains in here. Like, despite me getting energy of the drink, I still can't speak. But I can barely speak in my native language, so what should I do?
For the Republic of Cascadia flag, we did consider using the pine tree as with the typical flag, but it just doesn't really fit the faction. It just doesn't really make sense for them, so we went more with the emerald. And it kind of represents a little bit of their high-tech nature. They rely heavily on energy weapons and, you know, crystals with like laser weapons. There's a lot of symbolism with it. Just fit a lot better.
Okay, so for now I'm just gonna update some of the kitchens.
So go to our Discord server, look in the pins and questions and answers, and there is a post at the top. And that's all we'll be saying about the frontier. We're not gonna talk about it in any way else.
I can talk about how I haven't played it.
we're not interested in the drama, frankly.
I'm not being AFK, I'm just waiting for the C key to load. Or AFK is the wrong word. I'm gonna head over to the zoo. There's a kitchen there with... Let's see... TT... Oh, wait, there
I
should be
applied for the team. That's how I got here. I applied to the team in 2017. And that's how, I got here. That's how most people get here, you just end up applying with a portfolio. And then if your work is good enough, then you can get in. Technically, the project has been going since even before the CK came out for Fallout 4. I think it was 2016-ish, early 2016. But in terms of what exists currently of the project, the only thing that we really have from back then are concepts and ideas. Any actual work is late 2017 to early 2018 that we still use. So any actual work that we still use is only as old as late 2017, early 2018. And no, the main quest is not ready. Most of it is written, but it is certainly not implemented. It varies on how many hours we put in. Each person puts a different number. Most people don't put in, a full-time worth. Personally, I do, but most people don't. There's probably around 10 people who are full-time. So not a ton that are actually full-time. The rest are part-time, or they help once in a blue moon, or whenever we need them. But there's about 10 core developers or so, give or take.
Big flex, but okay. So today I'm thinking about just updating the kitchens in our game. Because most of them aren't kitchens. They're just like a stove and a fridge.
That question was just asked about the hours, and I answered it. The new creatures thing, yeah, so it's actually an orclaw, which is a orca mixed with a, well, it's not really mixed, it's an orca that mutated through FEV. And no, this place is called the Ashlands. It's not snow, it's ash, and it's from a volcanic eruption. And there aren't, as far as new creatures are concerned, we have those, but other ones we have are like the floaters from the Capital Wasteland project, the geckos from Fallout Miami. We have a few other ones, but for the most part, we don't necessarily need like a ton, because you have to keep in mind we're already using all the base game creatures and all the DLC creatures So it'll be like the first time that all of those creatures are in one world space altogether. So we have to have room for those as well. If we have too many creatures, then we're either not going to be able to make use of some of the ones that are already there, or they're going to feel kind of watered down, and there will just be too many. Yeah, minor factions do indeed play a part in the main story. Yep.
Hmm.
Hey.
Welcome, Merc.
Hello.
Yes, Mount Rainier was the cause of the Ashlands. It erupted around the time that the bombs were dropped in lore, or in our lore anyway.
Along with Mount Hood and Mount St. Helens.
Yep. I do not think that the followers of the Apocalypse will show up, but we have new factions that are kind of similar to that. So we don't really have them. Pretty far travel for them. You know, even the NCR had a hard time getting up to where they're at, and they have a hard time maintaining their presence. The followers would do even worse. So yeah, the ROC is pretty powerful. I don't know about how they were in Fallout 2, but no, the ROC is very powerful. There will not be dirt bikes. That question was asked the other day, and we said no. But yeah, there will be no vehicles.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get my friends into the stream.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that last question there. Same world. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by same world.
Dropping in real quick to say that I think you're probably watching an old VOD, because those aren't the questions that are being asked right now.
Are you serious? Oh, I am.
Oh my god. I've just
I'm sorry.
haven't been
I'm
paying
sorry,
attention.
folks. Vigge should have corrected me on that one.
I tried
Okay.
to.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Let me read back on some of the questions that were being asked, because I was actually watching the old video by mistake.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, you know, there weren't that many questions asked. So yeah, will there be a Canadian faction? Yes, there's going to be the Red Leafs. Thank you, DSJ, by the way. If you look on our website, the Red Leafs are the Canadian type faction. I pretty I like the Outer Worlds, but it just felt like there wasn't enough, and there were a lot of areas that were just kind of empty and not really interesting. I think it's definitely fun for what's there. I just don't think there was enough going on. I did enjoy it quite a bit though for the content that it had. It just got kind of old pretty fast though. Okay, now we'll look at Twitch. There actually wasn't many questions asked yet.
The volcano
No, there-
won't be an explorable location.
There is new art. There is new art for the perk system. You have to make like Pip-Boy icons and all that stuff, so yeah. Cool. So we're all caught up. That was goofy.
Is audio cutting in and out for anyone else? That's so spooky because I can't listen to my own stream without it like fucking out. So here we have another kitchen that is in need of desperate help. But this one is newer.
You know, I didn't realize that Redmond's actual mall had an interior. This is pretty
Yeah.
cool looking.
It doesn't, but it's going there.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, at the end I realized, yeah, didn't that guy ask that question yesterday? I was pretty sure that's the same question. Oh
Yeah.
god.
It's alright.
We love you anyway. Yeah, so this is one cell. I just have it. So this is the exterior building. And I'm making an interior for it. So I'm just having the exterior there as a reference. But I'm only here right now to update the kitchens.
What are some interesting things you guys are going to do with the story that hasn't been done before?
I think there's a lot of like sort of interconnection between how like the sort of different main story paths, and it's a lot like similar to how kind of like Fallout 4's Railroad quest line was structured, in that you've got like a core group of characters for each faction versus just like doing the same stuff for different factions. Because so you got basically, when it comes to main quest models, you have Fallout 3, which doesn't really have any choice to its main quest. You have New Vegas, which has choice to its main quest, but it's largely the same sort of quests just being done for different factions. Then you have Fallout 4, which had these unique quests for each sort of branch of the main quest that kind of interweave. So what we're doing is something more similar to what 4 did, just on a somewhat larger scale with some different stuff going on and sort of more actual freedom within that story and how it's laid out. And yes, you're right. I don't understand why many people consider the Enclave the best faction, considering in Fallout 2, they're just really literally like a joke on the current US administration when Fallout 2 was made. Literally down to the vice president of the Enclave being Vice President Dan Quayle. So, you're right, I don't understand. Whose kitchen is this? Oh, this is a kitchen at a mall in the town of Redmond. So this would be like for a
Yeah,
restaurant
this is
in
a-
the mall.
This is a kitchen
Is that
for
the zoo?
Duke's Diner.
Yeah.
Isn't this you said this was? Oh, this is in Redmond. Okay.
Yes.
You said you were going to the zoo.
Yeah, I was going to the zoo as a reference because Silver Fox made that kitchen and he's a chef.
Yeah, the red
No.
things are microwaves. Yeah, go to the microwaves.
Yeah.
We call him Mike because he has a face. He's actually an emoji on our Discord. If you turn your head to the right, you'll see he has a pretty funny face.
He's Poggies.
Yep, that's Mike.
I can't
There
move him
you
up or
go.
down.
There you go.
Who even made Mike?
Oh, it was Sarge back in the day. He was an old 3D artist, and he was also a lead at one point.
Jesus.
It's fun because there's like two faces in them.
Oh no.
No, I'm not gonna.
Oops.
Oh, God. Yes. Yeah.
I'm just gonna add some floor drains.
You'll find some Mike Easter eggs around.
Yes.
I think my CK or computer is dying every time I play something.
Oh no.
Let me try again and place a hose.
Yes. The good old restaurant hose. I've worked at 2 restaurants so far, and they both have had a hose.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
Let's just pretend no one is gonna notice that there isn't like a fan of the... Can't even remember what it's called. Stove. Let's see. I don't know what to do to this kitchen.
Keyboards coming through the stream.
Yes.
Yes, I know. What was that keyboard that you had, Saber, that was like still had mechanical clickiness to it, but it didn't
Cherry.
like, make a noise?
Cherry MX Brown.
All right.
So it's just the key, the switches, the key switch. You
Yeah.
can get any keyboard with those switches. It could be that your mic is just sensitive too. I don't know.
That might be it. Yeah, I've got a blue mic. It's
There
pretty
might
good.
be like a limiter you can use over Discord.
Yeah,
So if you go
because I
into
have.
Discord settings, you
Yeah.
can turn the threshold up, I think. It should work that way too.
The issue with doing that is I don't speak super loud.
Yeah.
So it becomes kind of a big issue in that way.
I've got a pop. Do you have a pop filter for your mic? I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a pop filter.
I don't know why mine doesn't then.
Hmm.
Maybe the snowball is different. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Or my Discord settings are different. Or... Maybe it is the keyboard. It could be that too. I don't know how loud your keyboard is in real life.
It also depends
What
on the placement of the mic.
What
And
yeah,
then I
what
think-
switches do you have?
I just have like a Red Dragon keyboard. I don't remember the exact kind, so I don't think it. I think it's got like it's not like super. I don't know. I didn't like buy specific switches for it.
Oh, brown might even be louder then because they're actual mechanical. I don't know if you have mechanical now or not.
Yeah, no, the ones I have right now are like it's mechanical keyboard, but they're not like brown or anything like that. Like they're not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mic's about maybe a foot away from my keyboard. So maybe that has something to do with it.
That might, yeah.
No, we're never adding the Enclave in the mod ever. Never happened.
Yeah, no, they're not. I'm just because here's the thing about writing the Enclave. There's only like you can only do so many things with them as a faction when you're writing them, and they're not interesting because they're very sort of like philosophy demands that they don't have a certain amount of depth. Now, like if you have people that are ex-Enclave, they can sort of inherit like a kind of depth like the Enclave remnants, but when it comes to the Enclave itself, it's like this fundamentally sort of closed off, closed-minded organization that essentially wants everyone else in the world to die. Like at their basic level, they don't give a shit about anyone but themselves. So they're just not as interesting to write as other factions that you can.
They're
kinda
like
give them
a
nuance to.
super generic bad guy, villain, evil faction.
Yeah, no, they're in their original game that they showed up in. They were like an explicit parody of like sort of nationalism and bullshit like that. Like they're not supposed to be kind of super like deep and morally complex. They're literally the kind of whole idea of American exceptionalism gone too far. But yeah. So
As far as
know,
how far along we are, as far as level design goes, we're pretty far along. But other than that, there's a lot of work left to do yet. So
Yeah.
our world is pretty far along, I would say.
I think you'll find some references to the Enclave and some Enclave power armor, but aside from that,
It's not technically Enclave power armor though.
it's it's like a suit of XO1,
right.
which
It's meant to be pre-war government. It's not meant to be Enclave specifically, right? Now the Enclave did derive itself from the pre-war government, but it doesn't. They don't have to be interconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything that resembles Enclave in our mod is just pre-war government facilities, pre-war government stuff that the Enclave subsequently turned into after the fact, but not up here.
Well, I work in between projects, but I usually work like about 40 hours a week, I think.
It varies by team member. Every team member works a different number of hours, so.
change the weather back to clear. Just so it's easier to see what the hell I'm doing.
I guess probably Fallout Miami. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Fallout Miami is pretty cool because it's new and original content. I am excited for like Capital Wasteland projects as well because of nostalgia purposes and because the original Fallout 3 doesn't run very well on PC nowadays, so it'd be good to get kind of a modernized version of that as well. So I'd say all of them. I don't really have a. I would certainly play all of them if they released it. I don't know if I have a preference. I do like original content, so I guess my preference would technically be Fallout Miami, but. What? No, this is Fallout 4. I don't know. So, the Capital Wasteland project is a Fallout 3 recreation in Fallout 4. Fallout Miami, Capital Wasteland, and Us are all Fallout 4 mods. There are no big Fallout 3 mods currently being made. That I know of, anyway. I said that Capital Wasteland would be good to get because Fallout 3, the old version of it, doesn't really run well on modern PCs, so operating systems, so it'd be good to get a modern recreation of that. It's the Drifter. We talked about it on our SoundCloud. We have a writers podcast series on our SoundCloud. You can check that out to get more reference for that.
And as to the writers podcast, so for a while we were planning to do a fourth episode that would be a Q&A, but what we might end up doing is sort of doing like a sort of a blog post on our website with some questions instead. Just because at this moment in time, like as I'm in college, I don't have like a great recording environment for like an hour-long recording thing, so it may just work out better to do like a blog post. And then also,
you're not starting a vault, so you're not the vault dweller. There's no vault that you start in. The Fallout 4 engine.
Yeah, I mean, legally speaking, we can't use anything but the creation engine if we're going to be using all these assets. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
If we wanted to just make a fucking our own straight up own game, we could do that. But also, if you're making like our own game entirely,
you can't make Fallout in Unreal. It's illegal.
Yeah, you can't make it. It would be illegal, and also, there's no fucking like the amount of effort that would take would be monumental compared to even this, because that's like you have to remake every asset that you just have to like do so much. I mean, yeah, Miami will have the Enclave, but I don't really see having the Enclave as like a good or a bad thing. There's not really any good space for them.
It's a bad thing at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't. Because here's the thing. Even if I didn't think they were an overused faction, in terms of they just wouldn't have a spot in the mod as a present faction. Like even if we are going to find some contrived reason to like have them around or anything like that, they wouldn't like fit any particular niche, which is kind of what you have to consider when it comes to like what groups and stuff you're going to have in your mod or what quests you're going to have, etc. Is what is this sort of like adding to the story and telling the player? Just having factions to have them doesn't like tell the player anything. It just says, yeah, we wanted to have this, so they're here, without giving like the players any sort of like story there or any like sort of message to take away. Because like RPGs aren't built on excess and like having stuff for the sake of having stuff. They're built on having an interesting story that you can interact with and that you can kind of use to build a character around versus just, yeah, we got the Enclave here, we got the NCR here, the Kings are here, Benny is here, he's got a machine gun, something like that. Like, that's just having stuff to have it.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
We don't know Russian, so we can't help you there.
I'd like it if they continue releasing the creation kit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the obvious like mod tools and stuff like that, I think it would be interesting to see if they could. Cause so Metro Exodus, for example, has a game structure where you sort of move around from like these different smaller maps, and the main story is focused on like a core group of characters versus like a large range of them. And I'd be interested in seeing how Bethesda could sort of tell a story like that with a kind of more of like a sort of an intimate focus and a variety of environments versus sort of one large environment. Because I think Bethesda can like do some really good sort of like condensed world building, and I think it would be at this point more interesting to see a variety of locations than just one, especially when you have a company with the like number of asset creators and stuff like that to actually make all of those locations feel unique.
Well, if we told you what the Easter eggs were, they wouldn't be very obscure, would they?
I don't know. We have some fun quest
There,
names. But...
you know, there are a lot of Easter eggs that most of the team just doesn't know about, and we won't know about until we find them when we play it, because a lot of level designers just sneak stuff in, and we don't really keep track of all of them.
I would never do that.
But no, by the time we're done playing it over and over and over again, we'll find them all and ensure that they are not too outlandish or anything. But
is it skeleton army fatigues? I think I'm just blind.
Skeleton clothed army.
I found it, guys.
What's the blue trigger for the fan?
Well, that's just a rarity. So you go into view, show hide, markers, rarity indicators. It's for like loot you can pick up. But I haven't figured out the colors mean or anything.
Cool.
So another cool thing you can do with the show and hide window. You can like have markers activated, but you can deselect misc markers. Now there aren't any markers to show, but
another mic.
yes. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's see how this goes. Yeah.
How do you get up there?
I just want this place to feel less abandoned. More like soldiers died here or something. Instead of it being completely empty. Oh
Died on
my
the forklift.
God.
The back of the trucks. Back of the trucks. You could do next to the forklift. I don't know.
You can actually select limbs and just drag them around like this.
Really?
Right?
Shit.
But I never do that.
Huh. So you can. It's still really funny to me that the best way to like manipulate skeletons around is just like fucking Gmod tier like and ragdoll posing.
This is a pre-war bunker.
Yes.
A pre-war military bunker.
I guess that's good enough. Like just to make it feel that's also just maybe that's enough to like see just some around. Then maybe one up here. Like laying on this thing. Oh my god. Let's turn off this thing.
Can you climb up to the top of that?
Nope. Unless I build that.
And how is he up there?
But this is just a... Oh, that's good, with the arm down. Then like a toolbox. Toolbox large. I don't know what else to put up here. It doesn't need anything, I think.
Yeah. I don't think it needs much.
Maybe some boxes from there. So like that. Then you can have some sort of enemy here or something.
Yeah.
Probably cools.
Yeah.
Some ash ghouls.
I promise you I will place Ash Ghouls there when we have Ash Ghouls.
Yep.
Yes, Saber.
You can put the normal ones there for now.
Yeah. Whatever those are called. Or is it just a ghoul?
Ghoul. Probably feral ghoul.
Feather ghoul.
Yeah, one thing we could maybe do for the Ashlands is when possible.
You are very quiet.
Oh yeah, no, I turned down the gain on
No, you are very, very quiet. I cannot hear you at all.
Oh, just turn down the gain. So I...
Alright, there we go. This should be better, I guess.
No, it needs to be even more.
Alright, now it's at 100%.
Oh
Can you
my
hear me now?
God! Yes.
I can, but there's a lot of background noise.
Yes, alright. And now?
No, it's still quiet.
Now?
No,
Now?
it's
Can you
one
hear-
more.
Can you... Okay,
One more.
Alright, is this good?
Yeah, that's pretty good, I think.
And yeah, you can't keep playing after finishing the main quest, mostly because of like what happens at the end of the main quest. There's essentially not any way to like get around that to then justify a bunch of side quests and stuff. Because the issue is when you tie your side quests somewhat into the main conflict, if not the main quest itself. Once that main conflict is resolved, the side quests are also kind of like resolved, or they just don't make sense anymore. So it's easier to just have the game end at a concrete point than like keep playing, especially because you're not going to have as many like radiant quests and stuff like Fallout 4 did, where the game is basically set up for you to play it forever. And because of that, there's just also less reason to have you keep playing after the end. Like even with the mods for New Vegas that you let you play after the end, there's not a lot left to do usually by the time you finish New Vegas. You've probably already done all the DLCs, you've probably done most of the side quests by then, and you've done all the faction quests, so there's just not really any like sufficient reason to allow the player to play after the end and try and make that work versus just having a concrete ending.
You'll be able to save before the end of the main quest, so you can beat
Yep.
the game, and then you can come back to your last save and then just play the rest.
Yep.
It'll be like New Vegas, essentially, in that regard.
There will probably be a max level, yeah. And yeah, no, I mean, I understand why it's like more interesting to hear you can play after the main quest. But honestly, even like if we had like AAA or like studio resources, maybe, but we don't. And I don't know. I don't really think there's like. I understand the like sort of on paper why it's interesting to play past the end of the main quest, but I don't know if it really like adds a whole lot. Yeah, so there will probably be a max level and stuff. That just kind of depends on like what level you're typically like finishing the game at and stuff like that. Like, well, it's easy to say that we'll like have like a max level cap of 50, but if you feel like it could be even lower than that, like for example, how the J.E. Sawyer mod has you finish at level 35, but also like massively increase the XP requirements.
It'll
so
be
sort of
like New Vegas by default, but also keep in mind that just like New Vegas, there will probably be a mod made for it where it will disable that and you'll be able to play past the main quest anyway. What you have to keep in mind here is that we're just designing what we feel is the best product, and then you can mod it just like the main game to be however you want it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Will some Cascadia content come to Fallout 4 in the future? Maybe. I mean,
it's a big maybe. A big maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like, here's the thing. Even if like we're not like working on something right after the mod is done, we don't want to finish the mod like. Well, okay. So we're like, because when we actually release the mod, it's not going to be like we just finished it. It's going to be like we've been testing it for like a few months at that point, if not longer. And so after we release the mod, people aren't necessarily going to be raring to like suddenly spend a lot more time volunteering to add like stuff into base Fallout 4 as well.
Yeah. Like I'll tell you right now, I probably won't be porting anything myself, and so it'll be pretty much up to the artist that made it, which most of them probably won't. Now a lot of the systems and stuff are available for base game Fallout 4, like XDI and stuff like that, but in terms of like armors and weapons, like it's probably going to be not. But yeah, I mean, that makes Cascadia kind of a cool thing to play then, that you can have those things. So,
yeah. Also, it's like just that I don't know. I mean, especially for like
I mean,
for some weapons and stuff, we're already using weapons that we have
permissions
from other mods, so there wouldn't be like much sense in porting those.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just kind of.
And at the end of the day, like the people here that are working on Cascadia, we're working to make Cascadia, not Fallout 4 mods, right? We're trying to make a new game with the engine. We're not really interested in backporting stuff just for the sake of it. We'd probably rather spend more time making mods for Cascadia when we're done with it, rather than making mods for base game Fallout 4, because we just spend all that time working on Cascadia. Time would better be spent to add on to that.
So yes, for the durability system, I believe the person who's working on our systems intends to port those to Fallout 4 as well as have them in Cascadia, but that would be up to Shadow Shade, who is the person that's working on those. And when he exports those, I don't believe that will be a separate mod from the rest of his like added features. So.
A lot of the systems and stuff, the systems are your best bet of getting afterward, because a lot of the mod authors make them cross-compatible anyway, and they release them anyway. But stuff that's made specifically for Cascadia is probably not going to end up in Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have that bug again where if I scroll into a new cell, it just lags out.
No, I mean, the map is completely different.
Well, I guess in
But-
terms of like,
I don't exactly know what they mean by that.
well, if like in Resonance, assuming you mean like sort of stylistically similar, like in terms of having like it's more openly laid out and there's kind of like leveled areas versus sort of a fixed path. Yeah, kinda. I mean, we have like the Ashlands, which are sort of the glowing sea in a gameplay sense, even though they're wildly different in terms of lore and aesthetic. Well, they're fairly different in terms of aesthetic, but like so we're definitely sort of going for more of the like no like one super fixed path approach to the level design and world layout as compared to like New Vegas, where you basically have to go a certain route. No, we're not voicing the player character. This isn't like, honestly, even if we'd wanted to, that would be so wildly impractical.
Having yeah.
Yeah.
So having a voiced protagonist is not good for role playing at all. It's just not. So
It's just too much work for the voice actor, too much work for the writers. It's just not fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
like if it's meant to be a role playing game, it should be whatever voice you have in your head for your character. It shouldn't be a predefined one.
Yes, we'll have a okay, so there will be a durability system, but it will likely, if it's separately released from our mod, will be baked into a like a number of other systems because of the person who's working on the system. So I wouldn't expect the durability system to come out before the mod, and I wouldn't expect it to come out on its own. So, but that's kind of like that's all up to someone else anyways, so
Yeah. I think they realized after that it wasn't a good idea. I think Todd himself said, yeah, that probably wasn't smart.
I mean, yeah, because here's the thing, it's like I understand why they did it, because they were trying to sort of experiment with a more like kind of cinematic type story, like because you can tell that in, like the cutscenes and everything else, and like more detailed character animations. But also I think that they knew that there was some difficulties with like figuring out a voiced character, and because the thing about Fallout 4 is typically games with a voiced protagonist are even more limited than Fallout 4. Like it's like you can't like go out and like massacre a town of like civilians, or like do a lot of like there's just a lot of stuff that you can't do in like Mass Effect or The Witcher that you can do in Fallout. So I think they realized that it wasn't a good fit, and also that it's just less work. So they're going to trend towards the path of least resistance there. Yeah.
If I was a Fallout character, I would be 77 in 2077.
What?
Yeah, I'm a little baby, little creature. One thing that we should note is that this is not the final look of the Ashlands. We're going to be doing some weather stuff to make it a lot more ashy and stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll see less.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. No. The thing there is just that it's hard to like level design when you can't see 5 feet in front of you in the view window. So.
And the textures are also a work in progress. Half are right and half are not.
Yeah.
Like imagine just landscaping in this weather.
It's like or where there is like
I can't see shit.
landscaping with beer goggles on.
No, there will be no snow. Just ash
Mm.
in the ashlands. That would be the only like stuff resembling snow.
Yeah, and so the game starts in like I believe it's May, anyways. So snow wouldn't particularly make sense in the portion of Seattle that we're covering. 'Cause it's May, so it's not going to be like that sort of conditions for snow. Going to be enemy. I think there will be like enemy.
Yeah, there will
variants
be
and
that.
stuff.
There won't be any legendary variants though that mutate and like regenerate their whole health bar. That system is being removed, but there will be variants like that. Yeah, based on level.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need some moisturizer for the ashlands.
Yeah.
No, it's Mount Rainier.
I mean, Mount St. Helens did help, but it's mostly Rainier
Yeah.
that went Krakatoa.
That's the reason for the ashlands. Mount St. Helens is further away, and that would be a different ashlands. That's not in the game.
Yep, Mount St. Helens, Mount Adam. No, wait, Mount Hood.
We make a lot of custom assets for the mod, and we use vanilla and custom.
Yeah.
There won't be snow.
Sorry if anyone hears me, by the way.
Oh wait, is this?
Uh,
I think my stream is like.
yeah. Will there be
Right.
settlement building? There will be like building like player bases and stuff, but there's not going to be like any transient populations to like build settlements for, because there's not really a good place for it in the story, and we're just not interested in continuing that part of the mechanic. So basically, it'll be akin to what is in Fallout 76, where you just build like a player base. How many Twin Peaks references? Honestly, I have never seen Twin Peaks, so I'm sure there will be
Yeah.
a few, but they will not be from me because I still have not watched Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
I
gotta
will
get
watch
around
it
to that.
someday. Yeah.
I think we had some references built years ago, like late 2016.
Yeah. And I know that like there's some like locations that kind of have like that feel from what I remember, if I remember correctly, but there's not like anything more overt at the moment.
So this is the Twin Peak
Yeah.
Diner. I don't
Cascadia
really.
will be the best Fallout.
Yes.
We have
Hopefully. I mean,
foxes.
will cities have a self-sustaining food system? Yeah. I mean, we'll have farms to the extent that it's interesting to have farms. We're not going to like try and have like, well, there's 20 NPCs here, so we gotta have like 20 like things of corn here, because it's just like that extent of being kind of realistic isn't interesting.
You
Fallout
cannot-
Miami isn't a Fallout game; it's a DLC, so they're not on the same. They're not on the
Yeah.
same level.
Yeah, don't worry, Lo.
You cannot
Right.
climb Mount Rainier. Sorry, it's still Krakatoan up in this hole.
Yeah. The where so the map, there's like a few choke points on the map, but basically there's a lot less sort of railroading that goes on in New Vegas, where New Vegas expects you to go in a very specific path, like a very, very, very specific path, whereas we kind of, there's like a path to follow, but you can sort of meander for the most part.
We have
So-
higher standards. We have higher standards than that. Having Miami as a DLC wouldn't quite fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's no hard feelings though, but
Oh.
you guys have like what fucking like shark death claws, and we got like orc claws, and those are just cooler. So
Yeah, we'll
Sorry to
take
say.
your oxalotls and leave.
you're incredibly fucking high poly geckos.
And for the record, we love
Massive.
the Miami team.
Yes.
So this is like
you
all
might not break
friendly.
your feet on Mount Rainier, but I'll break your feet for you.
This is just like friendly banter. Like for
Yeah, no.
like imagine not having any idea.
No,
We
Loaf,
just-
we don't think. We know.
Loaf works on Cascadia and Fallout Miami. We're good
Yeah,
friends.
so that which means he works on at least one good project.
Oh my god. You do realize the Miami team is streaming as well. They're just gonna talk shit about us all the time.
Yeah. You know, if you thought things. No, enlighten this, Lo. Who else thinks things? Because I'm not gonna fucking think anything after all the writing I have.
No,
to do
I
today.
didn't. I didn't say it was a thought. I said that we knew it. It wasn't a thought.
My brain is empty.
Yes.
What do you have against fucking American entrepreneur Charles Entertainment Cheeseloaf? He's a businessman, and he is a American icon. What do you have against him? The NCR is there, sort of as a way to further integrate things into the larger Fallout canon, and kind of as like, because they're in like the starting area of Kent, so they're sort of a familiar face before the more kind of interesting world. But yeah.
And it makes a lot more sense that they would be there given their expansionist nature.
Yeah.
And that sort of plays into their position in the world,
Mhm.
being spread a little too thin.
What's the fucking Snapjaw? Is that the fucking Miami Gator thing?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that is the
Oh.
the Snapjaw is the Nuka World creature, the gator.
No, the one in Nuka World is just a gator claw. That's
Oh
literally
no,
what they
you're
did.
right. You're right. Snapjaw is Miami then. Why do they
Okay.
have a Snapjaw if there's a gator claw?
I don't fucking know, man.
'Cause
Something
they,
something
Oh,
that
hey guys,
I don't
look
even
who's
know.
here.
I don't even know anymore.
is here. Oh, it's-
Oh no.
Orclaws also work in a pack, so you'll be more likely to fight, like 3 of them rather than just one.
Yeah.
But an Orclaw versus a Snapjaw, I guess it really depends on like the environment. It's like a bear versus a shark. Although, my money's on the bear. Orclaws are a little bit more intelligent than probably Snapjaws and Deathclaws. They seem to be a little bit more communicative between themselves and the other creatures around them. So that way they can work
I
together.
know you can hear me, Loaf. I know. But sorry, I'm being intimidated by the lead of the Fallout Miami project right now in our own Discord.
He's not intimidating.
He's harassing us.
He's only a loaf of bread.
You bastard.
Whenever Loaf intimidates you, you just gotta picture him as a loaf of bread with funny face.
That works, sure.
Saber, I didn't quite hear what you said there, bud.
Good.
I was too busy destroying a box of Cheez-Its.
Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Vigge doesn't have access to Cheez-Its in frickin'
Yes.
Sweden or La La Land where he
But
lives.
we do have that
They have
like
Yeah.
cheddar fish. The dry ass cheddar fish. We do have those, and it's like $4 for a pack.
Yes,
Yes,
there
there will be
goldfish.
Deathclaws and companions, and they'll have their own quest lines.
This was
Companions are something that are sort of going to be one of the final tasks we tackle as a writing
It's
team.
like 4 hours.
I'm speaking for the writing team as a whole here, because of the fact that you kind of like need everything else done first. And then you can
Oh
tackle
my
companions.
god. Thank you, Loaf.
You were saying, DSJ?
Oh, so like companions are one of the things that basically we're gonna focus on once we get to the end game. So it's kind of like a question of what we'll. So basically, for them, it's like once everything else is, then we can kind of focus more on companions.
Yeah,
I'm
Viggy,
not too quiet, am I?
that same amount is $2 here, Viggy.
You're not that quiet just yet.
Okay, good.
So it's about
Messing around with my mic settings a little bit.
Oh, I can just turn you up. You're at 70% on my end. You're at 90. Oh my god. Yeah, now you're at 85 instead.
All right. Is that good? All right. Nice.
I genuinely don't
Anyways.
know.
goldfish are super cheap.
Yeah. If you're 13 years old, why are you playing Fallout games? Those are M-rated. Go fucking
Yeah,
Madden or whatever.
You probably shouldn't be telling people your age on the internet.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. About that.
Yeah. Look,
I think I first started playing Fallout was when I was 12. I played Fallout 3.
yeah.
Well, that doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, I know. I was a real.
You
I
need
was
to
a
be
real-
rated M in order to play M-rated games.
Yeah. See, until I was the age of 18, I never played anything that was rated.
2008. So I was 10,
Wow.
I think. No, actually, yeah, 10 or 11. Actually, it might have been one or the other. 10 or 11. It was.
Yeah.
I played Fallout 3
rated-
for like
But
2
then
months
again,
straight.
my uncle had me play Halo when I was like 5. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look.
is Halo M-rated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, Halo's
nothing
fucking
bad.
M-rated.
Not the new ones. The new ones
Not the
aren't.
new ones.
The new ones are like T rated because
Yeah.
It's just like
No.
like when you shoot them, they just ragdoll.
the old ones are M.
Rated M for monkey.
Yep.
Oh, monkeys! We should add monkeys to this game.
We already have Gorilla Zerg. It's okay.
Oh.
We don't need Monkey. I started playing Fallout at the age of 13. Yeah, no, I mean, look, just you know how it is. Don't tell people if you're underage. Don't tell people you're underage on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay if you tell people like what age you played a certain game at, but telling people your age is kind of strange.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not that uncommon. It's a
Yeah.
system of-
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
most people play games underage. That is a fact,
Look, most games made for mature audiences are old.
and it's not really
So
it's not an illegal thing. It's just like a guidelines kind of thing. It's not.
yeah. What if you're overage? That's a good question. If you're like over the age of
Get out of
Game
here,
should be
fucking
finished.
boomer.
yeah.
So SBI is
Fucking
actually
like-
my real life friend. Overage.
Well, tell your real life friend to go like mow some shit, okay?
Go
Going
mow
what?
your lawn.
And move your boxes.
Oh my god.
Do your taxes.
Car
Yeah.
pay.
I remember playing like Command and Conquer on my dad's computer. No, not my dad's, my mom's. Yeah, my mom's.
I played
of the-
like
Yeah.
like The Sims 2, Quake 2, and like Return to Castle Wolfenstein on my dad's computer when I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah. I think I played Unreal Tournament when I was like 7.
Hmm.
And I was okay at it.
Yeah. You know, Quake 2. What a
The
game.
the first computer game I ever played was Oddworld Munch's Odyssey.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I have kind of a nostalgic kick for that. The first computer game, yeah, the first computer game I played was that. It was probably like Minesweeper or something stupid, but the first real game I played was that.
I mean, if we're counting all games, probably. What's that pinball game that comes with Windows?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
space
No,
one?
that actually might have been it. To be honest with you, that might have been the first one.
I played so much of that
space
fucking
one.
game.
The space pinball. I think everybody played that game a lot. That was awesome.
God.
It was so good. I could sit there and play that for hours.
Yeah.
Tell your overage friend to get excited at the 50% off
that's
sale
why-
on eggs.
That's why I'm kind of excited for the new one coming out. Just nostalgia, I
Oh
think.
shit, they're making a new one?
Yeah, yeah. Soulstorm.
Ooh.
Oddworld
gonna-
Soulstorm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about pinball. I'm like,
No.
damn, what are they gonna do? Make
Yeah.
it 3D?
It was Space Cadet. Yeah.
Fucking
That's what it's
pinball
called.
too.
Oh, I wish they would remake that.
And make multi-ball pinball.
Yeah.
The problem is they try to change stuff with games when they remake it, and then it ruins it. They need to make it exactly how it was
Yeah.
with updated graphics, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for like Fallout Capital Wasteland. It's just like Fallout 3 is just broken on Steam. I just hope we just like fix it.
Yeah, no, you can run Fallout 3 with like Tale of Two Wastelands, but that's I don't know. Yeah, it's funny because like New Vegas, despite being the more unstable game for a variety of reasons, like the fact that they compiled it in debug mode, despite that, it like you can get Fallout New Vegas a lot more stable these days. You can get like Fallout 3, whereas like Fallout 3 is like either Tale of Two Wastelands or you're gonna get a lot of crashes. So yeah. Also, I don't know. I feel like in terms of graphics, there's also like just a lot less for Fallout 3 because like looked over in terms of modding. Because the moment New Vegas came out, everyone just moved over to New Vegas instead of Fallout 3. So it'll be interesting to like have like a kind of like high resolution Fallout 3 versus like New Vegas, which has always had these kind of like nice textures and stuff.
Yeah.
Bioshock 4, I don't know. I feel like Bioshock 2 was when Bioshock peaked as a series. Is
I
what
agree.
like
I
what
agree.
is one was good, Infinite was kind of like not great. It didn't need to be a Bioshock game, and
Yeah, exactly. It
there's
did need
Prey.
to be a Bioshock game, right?
Prey is more of a Bioshock sequel than Bioshock Infinite. But yeah, Bioshock 2 is probably my favorite of the fucking Bioshock games. Got the drill. It's got like sort of it has like a pretty good story. It's got better combat, and I don't know. It's just kinda,
I liked 1 the most, I think, in general, but 2 was good as well.
yeah. I think 2 also had like a more kind of interesting aesthetic in that like it's not just like Art Deco but kind of messed up, but it's like Art Deco and it's like fucking overgrown and stuff, and that's pretty. Fallout 3 was green because they wanted it to feel a certain way, which I think they succeeded in. Like, that was like it was like a stylistic choice basically. Yeah, Metro 2033, the Metro game series is all phenomenal. I think I don't know. I haven't finished
played-
Exodus yet.
Yeah, I haven't played
Exodus.
Exodus yet. I probably
Exodus
should.
is good. It's fucking good, man. You should play it.
Is it open world or is it still linear?
It's like a series of like small open world areas, but
Okay.
like they kind of have linear paths throughout them. It's got like cool weapons.
I think the biggest problem for me with Metro, I really love them in most ways, except like it just feels very linear. Like especially like the first 2. Yeah, I think Exodus tries to improve that from what I've seen of gameplay and stuff, but it's just like the linearity of it is. While I like playing, like they are fun, I just it's not a game that I play very long.
Well, I mean, no, Exodus is it's like mostly open world. I would argue it's got like sort of like you're like going between locations and stuff.
Then I'd probably like it more. Yeah, I'd like it more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the world design is linear. The world is not linear. The story is still kind of like either good ending or bad ending, but
well, Outer Worlds is actually open world. It's just
not very large.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not very large.
Yeah, that's kind of like I feel like Outer Worlds would have been better suited, ironically, if they stuck to like one planet or like one larger map, because instead you get like a few different maps that they're kind of different, but they're not that different. And then like there's the Shipbreaker or whatever.
Kind of
and that's
small,
like
kind of empty. Not too much interesting going on.
It's
the content that was there was really good and really polished and stuff, but once you run out of it, it's like it's kind of empty.
Yeah, the level also like the weapon leveling and stuff was kind of a bad system. The weapons were not particularly impressive outside of like the unique ones. Like the unique ones were fun, But outside of that, like the fact there's only 3 types of ammo was boring. It felt you could definitely feel that it was made on a lower budget than other Obsidian games. But then they're bought by Microsoft, so now that when they make the sequel, they can make it bigger.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any news on the Fallout TV show. I think that they just like announced it was happening, and that's pretty much been it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like not any news about it until like E3 or something like that, when like hopefully things in America are like going better and we're not like in as much of a dire pandemic as we are right now.
Yeah, maybe when Texas isn't frozen over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Roseway and Edgewater could have been like a single map. Yeah, definitely. It's and then Byzantium, I feel like was the like Byzantium felt like they were pretty
Byzantium
much
was the
like
worst. It was the worst,
on it.
man.
They were like, we're on a timeline. We got to finish this. We'll just make it. We'll just
Totally
pretend to, yeah. And like it's like basically trying to excuse that it's empty, like through like story and stuff, but that just doesn't come off well. It doesn't like look empty on purpose. It looks empty because it was unfinished, which, yeah. I don't know. I haven't played the DLC for Outer Worlds. I might at some, but it just didn't really catch my interest, and I didn't really hear anything about it, good or bad. Like I just kind of heard that it existed. So
Yeah, if they're making a Fallout TV show, they should probably just, remake the Fallout 1 storyline. I feel
yeah,
like
no,
that's
Fallout-
the strongest intro.
Fallout 1 is like, yeah, definitely, because like Fallout 1 has like some like it has like a somewhat branching story, but it's not like the most complicated Fallout, and it sort of lays out like a lot of the series mythology and stuff in a pretty good way. And I don't know,
I think it will be good because it's kind of fresh in the minds of most modern people, like modern players, because they're most of the ones that are playing modern games probably didn't play the originals.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing when people say they want to remake Fallout 1. They want to experience the story again. They want to see the master in 3D. So if we put that in a TV show, that's a lot easier than a
It'd
video
be a lot
game.
better than re-exploring like the Fallout 4 story or like the Fallout 3 story when most people already know those. Most people already know those stories.
I mean, honestly, I would guess it'll probably end up being like an original story.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's gonna be a remake of anything, hopefully a remake of one. Tactics, I don't know. I think Tactics has basically gotten the most references, which is to say that like it's gotten some reference in like Fallout 3, but in a way that basically like makes the rest of it not canon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really like the aesthetics of Tactics that much. It's kind of like it's not very Fallout, which is understandable because it was made by an entire studio who was like given limited communications about stuff, and sort of at like the end of Interplay's life when most of their people had already left that were like worked on like Fallout 1 and 2. So yeah, I don't know. Mostly I just don't really like the Midwestern power armor. I think it doesn't really make sense as a power armor design.
That big ass chain.
Yeah, it's just like it looks too much like Batman is my issue. It just looks like Batman.
Yeah, I don't know.
Little bat ears it's got on.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think the Enclave armor in Fallout 3 is like better design, but
It's weird that they got like abs too. They got like power armor abs.
yeah, kind of a weird decision. Vault Zero is, I mean, I think it makes sense to have like give Vault Tech like a plan, but that pretty much is it. Like Vault Zero, like the calculator, I guess like the calculator is interesting. I don't know. Kind of depends.
Vigge, say something nice to Lunar.
Ah.
Lunar Sunlight says,
Oh,
thank you for the
I
stream,
wasn't-
Viggy.
Really enjoy watching these before.
Vigge just gets in the zone. You have to
Yes.
excuse him. He just.
And I'm also not reading the chat because I didn't have the tab open. Oops.
Intensely focused on crucial task of putting up. Doesn't Fallout 3 Enclave armor? Does it? I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. 'Cause I know like there is the Creation Club remake of it, which is it's funny because like the Creation Club remake of it kind of took out the organic elements. The Fallout 3 Enclave power armor. It's got like plating. I don't know if you would. It's more of like, that's kind of abs, I guess. But like, it's not like as abs as like the literal 6-pack. The Midwestern power armor. Yeah, Hellfire is a cool design. Yeah, probably like my favorite. Well, okay, so of the designs that we have, I would including like our designs. I would say I really like how the RC PA is turned out. But in terms of like mainline Fallout games, I like how Excavator looks. It's got like a very cool kind of industrial feeling to it that a lot of other power armors don't. So it's I don't know. I like how Excavator looks. Some of 76's power armor designs have been cool. Some of them are kind of like T65. I think is an design. It's just like super Fallout-y. But I don't know if I would say the Enclave armor has a cod piece. It's got like a plate over the crotch, but I don't think it like extends outwards a whole lot. Fucking concept art for the Enclave power armor from Adamo is fucking crazy. I love looking at that guy's art. Yeah. Yeah. Excavator is like also like a I think it's like an interesting concept of like sort of trying to find applications for military technology and especially when it's like sort of kind of taking the idea that, well, okay, so power armor is an exosuit. Well, then what do you do with an exosuit? Well, you could go mining. You could like do construction with an exosuit. Do a lot of other stuff. So I think that's kind of always an interesting idea. I
actually really love the majority of 76 power armor. Like even the Atom Shop ones are just really cool.
Yes, I kind of hope that like they at least like keep those designs in mind because it's a shame that like so many like they have some guy making like fucking power armor like every day, and he gets to fucking like all of that work is just going into like okay yeah now like pay like $15 for it. So it would be nice to see those like some of those designs be like actual context or like in an actual game.
Yeah, that would be nice actually because there's a lot of stuff that makes you wonder if like Atom Shop stuff is canon or not, like the Redshifts power armor.
Yeah, my guess is that Bethesda doesn't give a fuck. Like, though, if they want to use those assets later, they will. But right now, they're not about it. Because here's the thing about canon. Here's the secret. People overthink canon way more than Bethesda is going to. Like, that's just kind of the way that it is. Are there going to be any characters from Fallout 4? Are there? Nope, no cameos. We cannot afford the voice actors, and there's just like not a good reason to have a cameo. Like,
yeah,
just
we're
not
not
like
having Preston Garvey.
Well, Preston Garvey would be like in his fucking like, I don't know, like 70s or something by the time of Cascadia if he's not already dead from old age. Yeah. Gotta fucking like manage his grandkids or some shit. He doesn't have time to go across the country.
The Settlers T-51B skin, I honestly thought it was the tribal power armor from the Fallout 2 loading screen first. It's got the same color scheme, but it looks cool, so
yeah.
I mean, it's reasonable, you know, people modify, you know, the stuff they like.
Yeah. got tools on it and shit. I don't know.
But like things like the Liberty Prime power armor, I don't know how they did that. I'm
Well, they
not
stole the
sure
design
what
from
it is,
Saber
but-
on that actually. Because Saber
Really?
fucking made no. Well, okay, they didn't steal the design, but like Saber like made the Liberty Prime power armor in like 2016 or something like that. It's on the Nexus.
Yeah, and they remade it as a combination between because I made it to be the actual Liberty Prime, and they like combined it with some like T60 or something. They like merged some power armors together. But I think like the arms
Oh my
look like
God, they
almost
did.
the same. The
They
like
yoink.
yeah, they yoinked it. The chest looks almost the same, like it's.
Yeah.
But they made.
The
I mean, I can't really complain because
Bastards.
they made the whole Liberty Prime design to
Oh, well.
begin with.
Yeah.
They made it for free.
Yeah, mine's free. Haha.
You know, I think the torso is pretty similar. It's like parts of the arms and legs are. The helmet's the kind of the main point. But honestly, I like how you did the helmet more.
Yeah, it's the actual Liberty Prime helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Liberty Prime power armor will not be in Fallout, but
Right. Yeah.
I don't think Saber would want that
No,
anyways.
they literally cut it in half and they put T60 on the bottom and they put Liberty Prime on the top. It looks so weird.
Incredible.
So strange. It's nice to know that they.
No, that does raise it.
It's nice to know that they liked it though.
Yeah. It does raise a question though, like, what exactly can Bethesda take from us, and that's okay? I remember the controversy of a quest in Far Harbor that was based off of a quest in Vegas that a modder made.
That's a little more questionable. The thing about my thing is, I understand it, like it is cool, and I'm not really going to complain because they made the Liberty Prime design to begin with, so it's kind of like their thing to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, so for like the Far Harbor quest thing, there's like surface level similarities between that and Autumn Leaves, but like the overall setup is way different and all that other stuff. So I think that was a little overblown. Like, oh, they're stealing content when it's just like they're both murder mysteries in a vault, but like they're otherwise pretty different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think like according to the CKEULA or whatever, they own.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But that's just kind of they're not. I think Bethesda has enough like asset designers that they don't need to actually like go and steal stuff from other
I don't
people.
think they're gonna do it super intentionally, but sometimes it, some stuff happens, where it's very similar, or they take inspiration from something,
I mean, yeah, like things like settlement building. Settlement building is from a mod. That's where they got the idea from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk more about power armor? Power armor?
Yeah, power armor's pretty cool.
What do you guys think about like T65?
Yeah, I think the design idea is interesting. You can kind of
Let me
tell it
rate
was
it.
probably
I've never seen it. I'm gonna look at it right now.
Hang on, I got you.
Oh, that's just no. I don't like it. No,
Really?
sorry, I don't like it at all. No,
It looks like Big Chunkus.
it looks freaking weird.
Kind of enjoy
yeah.
it.
You can kind of tell it was like made by another like another asset designer or something like that. Because
Yeah.
the legs on it are cool. I don't like the shoulder. The arms are kind of weird. They're like weird gappy. I like the helmet, but yeah, it's a little wiggly. That's funny. The wiki page is a fuck up.
This is an unpopular opinion, but my favorite power design is actually the T60.
Wow.
So
I
there you
can't
go.
believe you would say that. Okay, what about
60's cool,
power
yeah.
armor, like the spaceman power armor? Yeah.
I don't know. If they like had a different helmet on that design, I would like it more.
The
It's like
T60?
no, the Captain
Oh.
Cosmos.
Oh, Captain Cosmos.
What do you think about this?
What is Captain Cosmos? I have to look that up.
Posted in the chat.
Oh, okay.
For the NCR, so like we'll have like the NCR will have like 3 or 4 suits of T51 that they've painted up, but we're not gonna like go further than that because when you start trying to like take off parts of the power armor, like if you take off the shoulders, for instance, it just kind of looks goofy. So we're not gonna go in that hard.
It doesn't really work on the new. Yeah, it doesn't really work
Yeah.
on the new frames, and it kind of makes sense that they would have a few that they maintain and stuff. So it's it'll be real power armor. It's not going to be the how it was in New Vegas with no because the whole thing with power armor training is it doesn't exist anymore. So it's not like it's gonna be like anybody can use power armor.
Yeah. So like we'll have like
Yeah.
some stuff about like power armor where like you're gonna like you have to get like some better or something like that, but it won't be like as like fully locked out. Because like also we can
The design of the power armor that you can find in the concept art is significantly different than what's actually being made for it. So it has the same type of vibe to it, so it's still a good thing to look at. You can probably just search it on Google, like Cascadia power armor. You'll probably find it on Google. Yeah. The one that we made is a lot different than it, but it has the same type of feel to it, the same kind of idea.
Yeah. And also the final result for the power armor. Speaking of power armor,
you will, but it'll be a lot rarer. We're rebalancing it quite a lot and its distribution around the world. It'll be a lot more rarer to find.
Yeah. So yeah, the power armor, it's kind of like what's in the concept art. Hopefully sometime this year you'll see, like actual design for it. A lot of work's been done on it. How rare will it be? It will be pretty rare.
And the rarity will change depending on what it is. Like the absolute highest end power armor, there will only be one in the game. And then for the like T45, it'll still be rare, but like it'll be the most common.
Well, then there will be like Raider power armor and stuff.
Raider power armor would actually be more common than T45. So yeah, Raider power armor would be the most common, and then there'll be T45.
Yeah. Hopefully it's more mechanical looking, more tubes on the helmet. Yeah, no, the final design I think is a really good mixture of kind of like sort of a 50, 60
yeah.
like
there aren't going to be any. There won't be tubes on the helmet at all. No tubes.
But it'll have I think everyone is going to like the final design for sure. Power armor.
That one, that's just concept art, so it has changed a lot. So don't think that's what you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Concept.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll like it even more. Hopefully it'll be even better. Definitely a lot more detail to it.
I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and just stand up or something.
All right.
But I'm keeping the stream on, so see ya in like a minute or something. Might be longer.
Yeah. Yeah, the design for Raider Power Armor is pretty. I think we might have something similar to that. That's not like a guarantee, but we might have something kind of adjacent to Raider Armor design.
We'll have Raider armor too.
Yeah, we'll have Raider Armor. Exactly. Yeah.
I would have liked more customization with the Raider Power Armor. More visual changes.
Yeah, I can understand why they didn't have like a ton of paints for stuff because imagine it being difficult. Oh yeah, no, the Overboss PA. There's actually one of the I believe the Bethesda developers like documented the process of like making the Overboss PA and stuff. All the stuff like for that boss fight and stuff is pretty cool. I think it was an interesting idea. It definitely works better as like a one and done set piece. I don't know if Nuka World really holds up as well replays because there's only one way to win that fight, but it was cool. Are the power armor statically placed or will be defined by level? It'll probably be static based on like difficulty for locations.
Yeah, there's gonna be less frames that you can find. Like there's just gonna be a lot less frames that you can get, but like power armor pieces themselves will be more like distributed like apart from each other. So like you might only find like a helmet and you have to find like the rest of the pieces. So you could end up with like a patchwork power armor set with like a bunch of different pieces because you're hunting down the right pieces and stuff. So
yeah, it might be kind of similar to like the Fallout 4 mod, some assembly required, which like distributes power armor pieces a lot more. But so sort of like that approach, because
it's kind of weird to have a whole bunch of frames around. Is the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially at this point in time, like there wouldn't be like a lot of like of the things that people would like have taken in the 250 years. Power armor frames would definitely be one of them. Yeah, Raider Overhaul. Actually, I think I know one of the guys that was involved in that. Fucking forget his name, but I know one of the guys that like worked a lot on that. So we might like look at Raider Overhaul. Probably not gonna go as far as like something as Raider Overhaul did, just because for our Raider groups, what we're probably going to do in terms of cosmetic stuff is like maybe some like different under armor and maybe like an outfit or two, but nothing like super crazy because we already have a lot of Raiders, so we don't need to like put as much into each group.
Yeah.
If you want to know what the factions are, you can head to our website at falloutcascadia.com. You get to see some of the basic factions, the main factions.
Yeah.
I think the Park Ranger power armor is my least favorite. Looks poopy. Derpy. My arms are too skinny, the shoulders are too small, and the chest plate is too big.
grinders, for whatever they get, will probably like it'll be a little more grounded. There's like some definitely sort of out there designs for the grinders, but they'll probably end up being grounded in terms of design. If you're thinking about like the night stuff, though, that is for Ren Fair, which will probably have something similar to that.
Those
the
aren't
actual
the
armor.
those aren't the coffee raiders. The night stuff, that's different.
Yeah, that's for Ren Fair, which will kind of have more of a sort of night theme to it.
I'm still proud of that name. I came up with that name.
The grinders, yeah, it's incredible. I am not from Seattle.
Nobody here is from Seattle.
Yeah, there's people on the
Yeah.
project who are. It's just no one in this call is.
Right, yeah. Nobody in the stream is from there.
I've
Yeah.
never been out west.
I don't think any of us
Yeah.
have been there either.
Yeah, I've been to Las Vegas, but that's about it. Will we be able to joust? No. Will you be shedding any light on all the? Okay, I'm not going to answer that question. Feels like me.
I mean, it's Fallout.
Yeah,
I mean,
I-
that's kind of the natural order of things.
yeah. Well, the thing about like that, especially, is like it's a lot because like there's no one like enforcing property rights as much in Fallout as there is in real life.
We're not making
So-
real life here. We're making Fallout. So
Yeah, so it's a lot less likely that people would be unhoused outside of like actual like towns, but.
Made the team choose Seattle. I think I
don't think the
remember.
team- I don't think the team really chose it.
Nope.
Back in the day, like one person pretty much came up with the idea, and then a bunch of other people kind of jumped on board because
Yep.
Seattle is a really cool place for a Fallout game. It has a lot of cool landmarks and stuff going on that's very much fitting in the Fallout setting. So
Our founder Alex, she went to Seattle once. She wanted like I can't remember, but she liked the city and started a project back in like 2016 or if it was even 15. There's a more detailed answer she gave that I have written down somewhere, but I don't remember where it is.
That's all right, Vigge.
But basically, she went to Seattle on a school trip, loved the city, and then why not make a mod base there? And that's it. Now we are
the
here.
rest is history. Yeah. The thing about creatures is we're not really at a place where we want to be placing them around yet. So this is just work on landscaping.
Mhm.
There are certain
'cause-
like places like
Fine.
interiors and different stuff where we can put them, but putting them in the exterior tends to be kind of a waste of time a lot of the time.
Yeah, because
Unless
they're
an
not like
area is relatively finalized.
or like nav meshed. Because if it's not nav meshed, then they're not going to be able to fucking move around anyways. So
Yeah.
Just placing them down will take not long at all.
But they'll have to be changed later. Yeah. If you did it now. But yeah, they can just be done later at any point. And we'll have to like figure out where all we want enemies. That's a whole process in itself. Figuring out where exactly you want them.
Would be cool if their death claws in this area were like almost like
Yeah.
the chameleons. Like they are grey or something. I don't know. They are. I can't even talk anymore. I should just give up.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of high level enemies in the Ashlands. So that will be included.
any landmarks? Well, we got the Fremont Troll, the Space Needle. What are they starting to see out Pike's Place? I guess. Well,
The
Pike
hat and
Place.
boots.
The majority of them. that are there.
Hats.
Hat and boots. It's only one hat and one pair of boots.
Hat and boot.
Yep.
Hat and boots.
Most
They'll
of them will
be-
be there.
There'll be the
Yep.
gum wall and Fremont Troll and
Hmm.
other shit. Oh, Gasworks Park.
I wanna lick the gun
Lots
wall
of-
sometime in my life.
Yeah, I have a texture for that, so I'll eventually get that in there as a decal. Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, Des Moines, Issaquah. Bellevue's kind of destroyed though.
Yeah.
It is there though.
SeaTac.
Kent, which is actually it's Renton, right? In real life, Kent. We just switched them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like real Kent was bought up for mining, so everyone
Yeah.
was pushed to Renton.
Yep. Yeah, we have Norwood. We have the Norwood Insane Asylum.
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy.
If you go on YouTube,
Downtown.
if you go on our YouTube channel, we have a trailer made for that creepy place. It's called Welcome to Norwood. And it's really good. It's like a narrative trailer.
I changed the description for it actually
Yeah.
too, believe it or not. I changed the description so it said it's no longer I removed the standalone bit from it.
Yeah.
That didn't really work
So
out.
No.
is Kent just going to be where Renton is? I believe that's the case. I don't know what actual. So
Yeah.
the decision for this was made a long time ago, but we kind of stuck with it because it's an interesting idea to like show that, you know, an entire fucking town is like bought up by the government and then used for mining. So what is the town in the middle of the woods? I guess that would have been Ren Fair, because Ren Fair is built around like a pre-Renaissance fair, so kind of like out in the woods.
I don't know if that was ever streamed though.
I
Might
think
be
some
a
of Ren
different
Fair,
one.
some of Ren Fair has probably been streamed, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Might
It's not
might
like
be a different one. I don't know. Maybe it was.
maybe, or maybe it was just like a raider camp or something like that, or like some like one guy's farm or something.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a couple towns that could be looked at as in the middle of the woods because there's woods everywhere. So it's hard to say on that one.
Yeah.
Bellevue is a giant crater that was nuked. And downtown surrounding Cascade, well, you have the actual downtown, the city itself, and then you have Pike's Place.
Yeah. And downtown, like the skyscrapers and old buildings, it's mostly just anarchy. There's lots of
Yeah.
creatures and raiders just roaming the area looking for.
Yeah,
pieces
the
to
majority of downtown is essentially just a big free for all.
Yeah, like Boston, basically.
Yep.
And just saying the trees here are bugged. They aren't supposed to be this green.
There is
Yeah,
something where the real Kent is. It's a giant mine. It's this huge quarry that we built. It's really cool.
I don't know if Norwood is inspired by Silent Hill. It might have been kinda inspired by Silent Hill, but I don't think it was like explicitly so.
I don't remember. I remember that we had a game jam one weekend, and that's what we made.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's very fun.
It's just oh my god, it's so loud.
This is Dr. Tyler Diggs, patient log number 43.
Of course I liked
He
it.
believes the Chinese will launch a nuclear attack.
27.
It's like
Away, he was found dead in his room.
There's some raider groups that you'll be able to talk to, but not all of them, because
Perhaps most alarming,
it only makes
he
sense to
believes
have them like be talk first if they're kind of like organized groups, but if they're like more typical raiders, then there's no reason why they wouldn't like immediately shoot someone who could otherwise shoot them. So, because you can't like you have to have like some enemies in a video game, even if they are like human enemies. So, some raiders, yes, but not all raiders.
Not all raiders.
No, the extent of the map is King County. If it's outside of King County, it will not be there.
Sorry, champ.
You will maybe be able to see Tacoma. I think I begun feeling like, seeing
Might
a
be
distant
able-
city, but you won't
Yeah,
be able
might
to
be.
go there.
Right. You should assume that most mods will not work without a patch, but some will work. So, while the mod will probably install and you'll be able to spawn them in with console commands, it probably won't work with level lists. So it probably will not work without a patch in the way that you want it to. Unless we get that mod and integrate it, which is a possibility. We'll have to see about that. I like gas mask, so we'll see how that works. Might get permissions for it and implement it to some extent, even if it's not the full extent, because it all depends on quality and everything, and I'd have to look at them. Yeah, we'll have anti-material. Yeah, we'll have some sort of anti-material rifles, yeah. Even if it's not like a the same one that Fallen to Vegas had, it will serve the same capacity. We also have a heavy machine gun, so like a 50 caliber machine gun. We don't really have Rangers, so it doesn't really fit as well as in New Vegas. The shock troopers have a little bit of a different approach to combat than the Rangers. Yeah, we don't have rad storms in our mod, so.
Yeah, so the issue with Haunted Miami and Cascadia is that Miami takes like series as a base game and we do not. So it won't
There is no way you will ever install both of them together, because Miami is a DLC for Fallout 4 that you travel to from the Commonwealth. Our mod totally removes the Commonwealth. I shouldn't say remove, but it you don't go to the Commonwealth in our mod. You start in a brand new world space, brand new game, brand new quest line. It is not connected to the Commonwealth in any way, and you will not be able to go there. So they just don't work together, simply.
So there's a little bit of backstory, but it's like a few sentences worth of backstory and like how much there is. So there's enough to contextualize who you are, but that's pretty much it.
Cascadia is a brand new game, essentially, yeah. It's self-contained. Miami is more like a DLC in how it functions with the game.
Yeah.
Rather
That's one
than
of the
like
nice
a total
about
replacement.
Fallout 76 is that it's all self-contained, so we try to do that.
Yep, we don't have to reference anything about the Commonwealth. We don't need to have voice protagonists. We don't need to do any of that. Brand new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel that, Ben. I can feel that. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll make people happy to see that their hometown is represented at least somewhat. Okay, that's what we're hoping.
It's not like we'd actually be making the city. It would just be a few buildings like that we just slap down there to make it look like it, you know. So it'd be a lot more work to actually make it so you could go there.
I think the most you will see of it is the harbor.
Yeah.
Like you will see that it's a town there, or a city.
Having distant LOD like that is a good thing. It's better than having absolutely nothing there.
Can you guys hear me drinking my gamer juice?
No.
Okay, good. Because it sounds disgusting in my head.
We made the dialogue expansion thing, I think. XDI, I think it is. Right? Is that it?
Extended dialogue interface,
Yeah.
maybe.
We actually created that. So yeah, we'll be using it.
It'll start off with a more classic slideshow type thing.
Hello, Sergey.
Hello. Hello. I found some Danish cookies in the drawer, and I ate them, all of them.
I'm gonna get sick now.
Nice, man.
I do feel sick already. It was all worth it, though.
Yeah, I guess.
If it's tasty, it's always worth it.
Yeah. Delayed gratification is not for it's not for the cool guys like us. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there will be no Deathclaw followers, and certainly not the other two descriptors.
The slideshow, so at least for like the introduction thing, it'll probably be a pre-rendered video because we have to replace the one that the floor has. So, for like the end slides, that'll be sort of its own like little puzzle. Maybe it'll be that. I don't know. It's whatever works. Any Chinese remnants? Probably not. That's just not like something we're like super interested in doing.
Let me check my phone real quick.
I love this too, Uncle Stinky.
Very fantastic. Viggy's texting while level designing.
Yes.
He had to get himself hurt.
Oh, we'll have some stuff about like all that stuff definitely, because I think it always helps when you can make sure that you're establishing that like the pre-war world kind of sucked in its own ways and wasn't just like perfect. And I don't know. I feel like that aspect, like for example, Fallout 4 actually kind of explored that aspect with like some terminal entries and stuff, and we'll probably do the same. Especially because like we, for example, had like I believe there's like some Japanese gardens in Seattle, and obviously Japan wasn't the nation that like United States is at war with. But it's not typically speaking, sentiments against Asian people don't usually end with like, oh well, I can sell it, you're Chinese and you're Japanese, so I'm only going to be racist to one of you, unfortunately. But we'll have some stuff there for sure. Oh yeah, there will be significant ghouls.
Oh yeah.
Many of ghouls. Don't worry.
I think ghouls are just so much fun to write with because they're so old, they know so much. It's like talking to old people.
Well, see, the thing there is you can also then like subvert that with like having people who have like just become ghouls or like are becoming ghouls or stuff like that. I don't know. I think a lot of like the ideas that Fallout sort of brings up about like life and all that stuff through ghouls is very interesting in terms of like how long is too long to live a life, all that stuff. And also, they're just kind of like aesthetically cool.
Yeah, yeah. Old people are a treasure.
Except Mama Murphy, that lady is just crazy.
Ghoul lore is really weird.
If I remember correctly, ghouls are like immune to it in terms of they won't like physically degrade more. But like it depends because if like becoming feral is like a result of ghoul regenerative processes like messing up the brain, then yeah, more radiation would probably do it. But if it's different, then it may not. Oh yeah, I believe actually we will have
We
the
already
clock.
have we already have it.
Yes.
It's not done. It's not done yet, but we have it.
Yep.
What are we planning to do with it again?
Have it in the world space.
Like a cool side look. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
exist.
Like it's in the game files already.
Yeah, it's
we
half
haven't.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't
It's not
decided on a
textured
location yet. I think I watched a documentary on it, and I think it steered like really badly. It crashed into one of the piers downtown.
Are there any examples, or were there any examples of sentient ghouls turning into feral ghouls at some point in within the Fallout lore?
Yeah, no, there's stuff in Nuka World about it. There's like plenty of stuff
The more
on it.
radiation they get, the more radiation they get.
Yeah,
I think.
radiation, other stuff. Because like in Nuka World, for instance, there was like a person, like when there was like the group of survivors at like the Kitty Kingdom area, like they were all slowly turning feral, and yeah, yeah, I think it's probably. I don't think it's necessarily like I think it's most likely like some kind of like degenerative disease type situation, not just like they give up their will. Because there's plenty of ghouls that have been in awful situations that like don't turn feral. Well, okay, so first this is the Ashlands, not the Ash Heap. Because we did it first, actually. Fucking
You go to
Bethesda
the
scooped
Ashlands?
us.
If you go to the Ashlands early, you will die.
Yeah.
Kind of sad the Kalakala got, scrapped. Cute looking boat. So round.
Hello, Stanley.
Hey, Stanley.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello, Stanley.
Hmm.
There's the Deathclaw Nature Reserve that I made. It's one of the few places that have NPCs placed. Mostly just so people remember that this is where all the Deathclaws are.
I think I know what you're. So I know what you're talking about, Mac. I don't think that's concept art from us. I think that's just art someone did of like fan art or Fallout. But I know the art piece you're talking about. It's a cool art piece.
.2. Let me check my phone real quick. Oh.
It's mostly volcanic ash.
Yeah, it's from Mount Rainier.
I mean, I guess the trees burn
And
too.
there's a lot of trees, yeah.
Yeah.
Ash kind of like goes up in the air and comes back down. So there's also that. It like turns into essentially snow. But ash. Yes, there will be ash storms. But they won't be radioactive. But there's not going to be ash storms in the normal place. It will only be reserved for the ashlands. It's not going to be like where you can get an ash storm all over the map. It'll just be in the ashlands.
Let's just continue down this river thingy.
Yeah, we'll have creatures from all the DLC. So Far Harbor, Nuka World, Automatron, robot stuff. We'll have it all. There will not be a Bigfoot creature, but we'll have something else to do with Bigfoot.
So I'm removing a lot of trees right now, but that's just because I'm gonna add them back in later.
We'll probably redo the shells on the hermit crabs, yeah, because we'll probably still use them, but we'll like customize that a little bit.
I'm most excited for you guys to play it.
Yeah, just watching people play it for like a whole month after it comes out.
Yep, and watching people play it for like fun and not like bug testing.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get to play it early, but we're gonna be playing it to see what's broken and what's not, and then having to fix it over and over again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be. I mean, it'll be nice to see like my quests and stuff actually implemented and playable. But it'll be nice to be able to like talk about them and see what people think about them, and kind of like see if the ideas that I wanted to get across actually came across or not. All that cool stuff. There's not an estimated release date. It'll be done when it's done.
Yep.
The same answer every time.
Wait, so it's not coming tomorrow then?
Nope. Hey, Eric, you know you can just download the 3D Space Cadet pinball, like, and extract it and just play it.
Seriously, you can?
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
like
doing it
illegal?
right now. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'll post the link for it.
Well, no, that was 2025 at like the latest when we brought that up. Like, we're not going to give an exact date, but hopefully we'll be done before 2025. That's our hope, anyways. But we're not going to say that yes, we will, because it's entirely but probably also not.
Vigge, there's two concrete kits. What are they called? The train things? They're sitting on top of each other. There's two. You duplicated one and then didn't get rid of the other.
The what things? The concrete what?
The little metro thing.
The monorail kit. Monorail.
Yeah.
Oh. These ones. Oh.
The stream is so slow.
So apparently my friends called me. I should show this on camera. Oh my god. So at my friend's house, I dipped my face in the snow.
Oh my god. It's incredible.
Oh my god.
Fused to the ground.
Like, I would answer the phone, but it didn't say who was calling. Even though I have the, like, number app.
So the orange stuff is vertex paint, which is basically just a way for level designers to mark down where they're like want to put stuff. It's not like it's a thing that you use explicitly for like work in progress stuff.
So the orange is like the more. Okay, let's take that from the start. So the orange is like where we propose the map border, like where it could go. So it used to be here before, but I moved it in here to save a lot of work. And the red stuff is roads. This purple stuff is just some level designer marking out where they are working, so no one will touch this area. See.
Yes, so Cascade will have a radio station. There may be another radio station on top of that. We'll have some variation of the classical radio station. For the third radio station, there was like a thing at one point for AKTV, which may not end up being final. Depends on if we can access those voice actors again to like get them to redo stuff. But my hope with AKTV, which is the non-Cascade radio station, is to maybe like collaborate with some artists in the Seattle area for some kind of like, you know, like acoustic-y sort of grunge music that still fits within Fallout to some extent, and having that for a radio station, because I think that'd be a cool way to sort of inject some of the culture of the area into the mod. And also it means we're not going to get like sued because we'll have actual legal permissions to use those songs instead of like you got this off of internetarchive.com, you don't actually have the rights for it, so we're going to force your mod to go down.
You can't use any of the radio songs from 76.
Yep, nope. Cannot.
You can't use any of the radio songs from New Vegas or Fallout 3 that...
Only Fallout 4 stuff we can use.
Yep.
That's it.
God, I love that acid song.
And definitely make sure you use matte swaps for that. There should probably be more like blue ones or green ones than the pink ones.
Yep.
Yeah. The other, yeah, those are both good. They fit us a little better than Miami. Miami will probably use more pink ones because they fit a lot better. If you go to our Discord server, if you go to our Discord server and on the questions and answers channel, there is a pinned concept map, a picture of it, not of the actual world space map, but of a concept plan of it, that is as close as you'll get to what we have.
I just need to... I just gotta give a shout out to Natalia and Tony, who's watching the stream right now. They're two of my real life friends. They're just fucking spamming me on the phone. I should probably move. I should...
You have friends, Vigge?
Yes.
Very nice.
I thought I was your best friend.
No, they're his real friends, not like us internet friends.
Yeah, internet friends are not real.
Yeah, there you go. Check live stream text.
Oh my god. You actually saved it.
I mean, you can see when I save stuff to the camera roll.
Yeah.
This is how developers at Fallout Cascadia retain their sanity.
We're still... Oh, it's looped. Oh.
Any uses of automatron? Yes. We will be using like the parts and stuff from that, and hopefully like there will be at least
Automatron,
a robot you can like customize.
Automatron is actually our main master dependency, so we make use of it, pretty much fully. We're not gonna have like the mechanist or anything like that, but we'll have all the robot stuff, the robot custom stuff. No, I would assume that most things are not going to be released as standalone in terms of weapons and armors. It'll be up to the individual artist, and I can tell you for that one specifically, it will not be, because the artist who made that is not a modder in any way, and they're no longer on the project, so that one specifically won't be, probably. Most of them won't be. A lot of the weapons that we make use of are actually from the Nexus to begin with, that we have permissions for, so a lot of them already are on the Nexus. like the M1 Grand, the Lee Enfield, all kinds of stuff like that is stuff we use the layer.
I'm just waiting for the object palette to load right now.
The wizard's going to be in Fallout Cascadia. It's just not going to be a standalone. The standalone means like released for Fallout 4 aside from Cascadia. I guess London's cool. I don't know.
Cool.
It looks cool.
Good luck.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think it's kind of a strange setting for a Fallout game, but, you know, at the end of the day, art is, you know, whatever you want to create, so.
There we go.
The wizard will be pretty good. It's a unique weapon, so it'll be pretty decent. Probably like somewhere along the lines of how like the railway rifle kind of is, where it's like kind of a unique kind of effect to it. It's kind of a neat gun to use. We collaborate with the Miami team all the time. A lot of the people who work on both projects are cross projects, so they work on both. Yeah, we like switch in between voice calls all the time and talk with each other. Yeah, we work pretty closely with Miami. Share assets, all kinds of stuff.
Should I have this tree here? Kind of fills in the area a bit.
Can't really see it. It takes like 20 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, that's well, probably okay.
Probably. I'm keeping it for now.
It's dead compared to everything else we have, so yeah, it fits fine.
Okay, so let me just remove those trash edge.
Yep, the jet ski is an asset that is shared between us and Miami. They made it, but we make use of it too, and there's stuff that we've made that they make use of, and so on.
Oh my god, it's so slow at loading. It's maybe time for a restart on the CK. It's been like...
Rather than a crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than the crash. It helps to add stuff that we won't normally make, I think. More than stuff that we necessarily need. It kind of adds additional extra flavor for some things. There are some things that we would have made anyway, but a lot of the time it's like just extra stuff that just kind of fills in some stuff. Like we already have like canoes and other stuff, but no, we only really collaborate with Miami and Capital Wasteland. We don't really collaborate with Fallout 4 New Vegas or London, and it's like a lot of the stuff that London makes doesn't really fit with what we're doing, and again, a lot of the stuff that Fallout 4 New Vegas is making is not really fits with what we're doing either. We do have permissions for some of the weapons from Fallout 4 New Vegas, so we'll probably make use of those, but we don't directly collaborate at all with either of those. Miami and Capital Wasteland are the teams that we collaborate with. The volcanic eruptions was caused around the time that the nukes hit, so yeah. A bunch of them went off in the chain, so Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier.
How long does it usually take to load?
For me, it usually takes like 5 minutes or something. Yeah, that's safe to assume, yep. But that would be in lore and not really something you could see other than in the Ashlands or Mount Rainier. Yeah, the time period is going to be how Fallout is, like Fallout 4. It'll be the same type of thing. Whoa, the restream disappeared. Oh, there we go. Because Mount Rainier erupted, and it's a unique biome where we have ash. And also keep in mind, it's not fully done yet, so that's just the landscape texture. There's going to be a lot of stuff put over top of the ash, so it'll look like less. But right now, what you're seeing is just like the landscape texture of it, and it's kind of bare. So.
Will you be able to go inside of the erupted volcano? Or
no. Nope, it's just outside the map.
Thank you for streaming. I gotta go. Bye.
Oh, yep. Later.
See you.
No, it does not erupt during the game. It erupts around the time that the nukes went off. Very long time ago.
Okay, this withdrew for now, so I'm just gonna take a short break again.
Yep.
But I can tell you about something else that erupts everybody's interest when all Cascadia comes out.
You have anything to add, Sergey?
No, that's it. So Fallout Cascadia takes place in 2329. So a good while after. It's about 40 years or so after the events of Fallout. And it's also still active because it's still smoking and smoldering. It's still giving off stuff. Yeah, there will be plenty of lore for the NCR explaining their situation. Both, both in the in Cascadia, in the southern areas of the map near Kent and in Kent, and probably back home a little bit as well. Some references. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess Vigge's setting up a cool background slideshow. He only has 2 on there right now, though. I'm sure he'll add more. The thing about LOD though is you can only go so far with it before it stops rendering or is too far. And Mount Rainier itself is LOD, so it's kind of already the extent. Can't really go beyond that. Yeah, those are 2 locations in the mod. That's the one of the recent screenshot we showed off, and then the other one's Pike's Place. We've shown both of them off in our community updates. If you're not on our Discord server, you should probably join it. See those things when we put them out. You can post a link to it.
There we go. I just needed a mental break from doing all this.
Now the CK is taking a break.
Yeah. There we go.
The Ashlands is where it ends. But probably like Kent, which is real life Renton, and then it goes a bit south, but there aren't a whole lot of towns. I guess Covington's down south, if that's a real town. Covington is one of the most south towns. It's actually in the Ashlands. No, it's the opposite. Renton in real life is where Kent is. The two are switched. Or I don't even know if there is a Renton. There's just Kent, and Kent is where Renton is in real life. For lore reasons, there's a reason for it. You'll be able to find that out, I believe, in probably in notes or terminals or something. Yeah, Covington is one of the most south towns there is, and it's actually in the Ashlands. Oh, I actually glitched 3D pinball.
What?
It's I got it stuck. Oh wait, no, I got unstuck. Never mind. I'm just playing. I'm playing the Space Cadet pinball right now for nostalgia's sake. And I thought I had broken it, but no, it eventually randomized out of it. I had it like bouncing into the same hole over and over and over again. It was just racking up points, but it got out of it, so that's nice.
I thought I heard Biggie, like, who's playing Biggie, but it's the lo-fi song. I'm just gonna turn off this light. It's starting to affect my eyes. Like the difference with and without this light is pretty big. Let's deselect these towers. The dust flow. The shell bricks.
I'm going to sleep. Bye bye, everybody.
Later, Stanley.
See ya.
And I believe I have everything I want. And thanks to the big palette, I can just click. Whoop. Whoop. And it will do everything for me. Let's actually change the settings. Okay, maybe conform to slope was a bad idea. There we go.
It actually goes down to probably around Federal Way, as far as the south is concerned. Like a little below Federal Way, I think, is the southern border. So it's actually a little past Covington. And yeah, real life Renton is where Kent's at. And then the northern border is up past the Woodland Park Zoo. It goes a bit past that. Goes a bit past the to the north. Or like, actually, it probably goes up to the top of Lake Washington, I think is a better description. So probably like it goes north to almost the end of Lake Washington. So it's a good bit further than there, but that's kind of the counterpart to Covington, where Covington is at relative to the map border for the north is the zoo.
It's amazing what a few trees can do. I think I'm done for the day with this stream. Like I'm starting to get that feeling where I'm totally out of ideas and inspiration. This area is hard to work on now because I see an empty hill like this, and then I go to it and it's already landscaped complete. If I go to this hill right now, it will look completely different. So that's just the landscape LOD, not updated yet. So we'll have to generate that, generate new LOD in a few days. So thank you for coming to the stream. And good night, it's almost 11 PM for me. Goodbye.
Later,
You
everyone.
gotta take a nap, Vigge.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.